funds here before the council.
I'm Crayton, Hause. Appreciate having the opportunity to address you members of the council today. Wanted to discuss a little bit about what happened yesterday. Under the new agenda items, when we were discussing the resolutions that I'd had a part in putting together, I want to thank Councilman Boyea for bringing those forward. I also wanted to thank Ted for at least having the foresight to want to read the resolutions. These things are important to me because I believe that being a citizen of Tomah, being a citizen of the United States, citizen of the state of Wisconsin, our Bill of Rights and our Constitution are the two things that we're supposed to stand on, that we're supposed to stand firm on. We're supposed to have unalienable rights here. And, you know, to say that it's not important to anyone, it was important enough for 414 other municipalities to pass resolutions. 414. 8 states also passed resolutions condemning the intrusion of privacy into the Patriot Act. It wasn't a waste of time for them either. In our state of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Madison, Eau Claire, and Douglas County all passed resolutions condemning the invasion of privacy into the Patriot Act. Minneapolis and St. Paul also took the step of going above and beyond that and changing their municipal ordinances according to that. So they went above and beyond that. I thought perhaps by taking the approach of going with a resolution instead of, you know, perhaps suggesting municipal ordinance changes right away might be a way to try to explain this and ease people into it, I guess the idea. But I was really shocked and disappointed last night when the council didn't even want to read, didn't want to consider, didn't even want to look at what was trying to be presented. So again, I appreciate the ability to actually speak about it today. You guys may or may not know that the Patriot Act has been very bipartisan. I don't feel that it's partisan in any way. It was passed under a Republican president. It's been reauthorized apparently by a Democratic president. You might also know, or you may not, I'm not sure, that it was actually signed while the president was in Europe by his autopat. It's on record, you can look it up. It's very controversial. It's been very controversial for a lot of people. This goes to things like medical records, which are like the most personal thing that anybody could have. And what people don't realize is that the Patriot Act, when they come and they force the custodian of those records to give them over, they are not allowed to even tell you that those records have been taken. They're not even allowed to. That's the most intrusive form of government that I can even imagine. Now, there are many of you on the council that consider yourselves to be open-minded and independent. I urge those of you who consider yourselves to be open-minded and independent to read the resolution I put forward. And if there's changes you'd like to make, I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to work with the council. It's just a first draft. It's the things that I put together, the best ideas I had. Now, if there's things that we'd like to work on changing, like I said, I'd be happy to work with the council to do that. Furthermore, I'd like to also talk a little bit about some of the concerns that Councilman Boyea did bring up, that you know, the relevance to what was discussed in regards to the open meetings law, and also that even in our city ordinances, that in Chapter 2, Part 33, subsection 9, it says that we're to discuss and review any and all proposed ordinances or resolutions and make recommendations to the City Council regarding their necessity and appropriateness. How can we even make a recommendation about necessity and appropriateness if we're unwilling to even read it? That's all I'm asking for. And I'd be happy to answer any questions or give any further information about that. Furthermore, as it relates to the other resolution that I put forward regarding private property and police patrols. In Chapter 2, subsection 11, it says that the council is to serve as a liaison between the community and the city on public safety issues. Well, I believe that that's a public safety issue. It's also a private property issue. I thought that the resolution was, I mean, it's not going to tie the hands of law enforcement in any way. It's respecting private property owners. Anyone else who comes onto their private property without cause to be there can be removed, can be towed, those types of things. All I'm asking is that the resolution be read, looked at. I'd answer questions on it even. I'd be happy to work, again, with the council to move forward on it. You know, furthermore, to talk, I guess, a little bit more, for just a few more seconds, on the issues here. Maybe you guys are aware, and maybe you're not, and I included this in the resolution I drafted, but to readdress the Patriot Act, obviously I talked about medical records, but it also allows secret searches of homes, offices, undermines the individual's right to be secure in their own home against unreasonable searches and seizures, allows government officials to probe into all aspects of our private lives without a search warrant and without proof of criminal wrongdoing, creates a database on every American which can be recorded on all communications, calls, emails, and internet activity, banking transactions, credit card purchases, prescriptions, again, health information, school records, medical records, employment, and travel records. It undermines the Privacy Act of 1974, which is intended to limit what government agencies could do without the private or with personal and private information, and prevents the dissemination of public documents and records under the Freedom of Information Act. Anybody who believes that we're supposed to have constitutional rights, any type of rights at all, can understand, I suppose, why this concerns me. You might think that perhaps that there's other avenues. Trust me, I've worked on those, and I'll continue to work on those. I write my senators. I write my congressmen. I write our people here in Wisconsin. But I'm also appearing before the council, and I'm asking that recommendations from this council be moved forward to say, these things are not anything we want to participate in. We believe in rights for our citizens. We believe that people of Tomah have rights. And they're unalienable. They can't be taken away by some piece of paper signed by a machine. So again, I'd just like to work with the council on those two things, and I'd ask for to have these things read and to, again, answer any questions or work with the council further on those issues. And thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, moving on.